About what finally happened just a few months ago in March, when IJM understood all the details about the problem, assembled the team, and made the long commitment to rescue the boys and bring justice in that place. And they brought justice by making sure the slave masters went to jail and the boys were restored to freedom. So 5 months ago, the team was finally ready. So V is the code name for the investigator who first went out on the lake 2 years ago. He went back to Ghana in March, and his team had a leader named Mr. Christie. And it was time for the first rescue operation on the lake. Who do you think they were looking for first that day, for that first rescue operation? Gabriel. But there were a lot of obstacles in their path that morning. The timing was really critical. They had to be out on the lake really early when it was still dark by 3, because the boys start working on the lake at 3 o'clock in the morning. And they finish all their catches of fish by noon, and then they do some more work on the shore. So the IJM team was ready by about 4 o'clock in the morning. But different problems came up, and we don't know for sure what the obstacles were, but we can guess. So maybe some of the rescue boats weren't working, maybe they had some of their radios for communication that needed batteries, maybe someone from the police department had important questions that needed answers, and all these things could have delayed the team.
Could the slave masters escape?
Maybe some of the slave masters were running away. So, and out on the huge lake, Gabriel would have been very difficult to find among the hundreds of identical fishing boats. And Mr. Christie, the leader, and the others who were waiting on the shore began to get nervous. What if no rescue happened that day? But then suddenly his radio crackled to life. Guess what it said? Gabriel has been found! The team celebrated and thanked God for the rescue of the boy they had most wanted to find. God was so good. They ran out of time to rescue more boys that day, but early the next morning they started again, and this time right on schedule. Motorboats that were manned by Ghana police and IJM staff pulled up to the wooden canoes that were filled with children. And they quickly figured out which children were slaves and which ones were with their families.
Sorry, all the children have beards.
But we'll have to pretend. So they shuttled the boys back to the command boat to get medical help, clean clothes, and snacks. Police took 9 different slave owners into custody on a separate boat. So that was the start of many more rescues and many days and weeks of restoration for the boys. Remember that big team of doctors and social workers and counselors and teachers? They were all assembled too back in town, and they were ready to help the boys who had spent most of their lives in slavery. And the slave masters will never be able to hurt another boy again. So rescue operations and help for the boys and bringing justice to Lake Volta will continue for a few more years. There's a lot more boys that need help, and there's a lot of work to be done, and our book club is going to keep on helping IJM's work. So isn't it exciting to be part of that amazing team, you guys? And to know that God is at our right hand and He helps us when we work for justice for the good of others. So why don't we clap and give ourselves a good hand?